Hello, this is Sage the Balloon Sage, and today marks the 5th entry in my balloon twisting food series. And today we have some very cute peas in a pod. Why do they have faces? Well, there's a popular character from a certain series of movies that will be instantly recognizable with those cute little faces. It's based on a toy, I believe, that used to be popular back in the day, and it's very, very cute. You can draw the faces however you want. It's not very difficult to do either. All you need is 3 lime green 5-inch rounds, as well as 2 green 260s. And if you'd like to add a vine, all you have to do is add a 160, also in green. Alright, we start with our 2 green 260s. You want to stretch them out a bit and then inflate them to about 6 fingers of tail. Once you've done that, you're going to make a pinch twist on each end. About this size. Twist it off. And you're going to measure out 12 fingers, about 12 fingers, and tie off and make a cylinder twist like this. And as I said, you're going to do the same thing with your other 260. Tie it into that groove. And when you take the longer one, and just come right back up and make a matching 12-finger bubble. Cylinder twist, I mean, like this. Okay, once you have that all set, you got your pinch twist on the side. You're going to come down, and you're going to make another cylinder twist, but just a little bit smaller than this one in length. Measure it off, a little smaller on either side. Okay. And tie it into that pinch twist. Then do the same thing with your other part. Match it up, tie it off, and tie it in. For the final part of the pod, you're going to grab one of the balloons, tuck it in partially right here so that it's a little less inflated. Make it so that this is the rounded back part of the pod. And then tuck this in here with just a little bit uninflated right here so that it can kind of stick in that groove, and tie it in tight. Alright, so at this point you're going to pop this off, tie it in, real tight there, and with the other portion you will also break off, except you want a nice long strap tail on it, like that. What you're going to do is you're going to, excuse me, put it through the center of the pod like that, because we are going to attach the middle pea with this part here. But don't tie it too tight because you don't want this compacting going in like this. So tie it off, make sure it's nice and in there. And the pod portion of this design is just that simple. Little adjustments. There you go. Now it is time to create the titular peas in the pod with our little 5-inch rounds here. You don't want to blow these up too much because then they get too compact, they start spilling out the sides, and it doesn't work. So we inflate it to pretty small. You should be able to get your hand around it with your fingertips touching. All right? Make sure it's small enough, and then tie it off with a knot close to the inflated portion, so it'll maintain its structure when they're smushed together. Do that with your other 2 balloons. That, and the third. So there's one thing I want to say about this design, and it is that this pod isn't perfect. I mean, you can kind of see through it in the back, even when the peas mash it so that it's more of a solid structure in the back. You can see a little bit through it, but I tried a bunch of different designs, and this was the best one. You can only make it so detailed, especially with a basic design like this. So you'll remember we had our little tightened balloon in there, our tail that we turned into a positioning piece, and you just tie it on in the middle. This will be your middle pea. There you go. And to add the other ones, you take them and you tie them into these pinch twists, but through the middle. So you pull back, stick it in and position it so it's off to the side a little bit. and then you tie it directly into this pinch twist. Naturally, you will be doing the same thing on the other side. Tie it into the back. Position it. And there you go. This is the basic design already. It's the peas. They're in the pod. They don't have any faces yet, but you get the idea. Of course, there's nothing wrong with goofing around a little bit when you're drawing faces, and I had a little fun with this, but you get the idea. You draw on the faces, and if you want, just curl up a 160 and tie it in, maybe with a small pinch twist from the 160 to hold it in place, like this. But that's pretty much it. It's a really cute design, it's a fun design, and you know, I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you for joining me. Please check out my other tutorials, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already.